Okay, we are going to try another video. This is super exciting. Okay, so I showed some cards online today and I had a lot of people asking me how I did them. So I'm going to show you. Okay, so I am using the Simply Succulents for this. Here we go. Here is the stamp set. Super cute. Not one that I would have bought right off the bat, and I'll tell you why. I have a lot of flowers, but then I saw the dies that come with it. Okay, these are superb. If you get the bundle, you get all these dies right here. I think I have all of them on here. I mean, look at all these. Let's go around the flowers. There's some extra little greenery here. And then we also have some word tags, some frames for words. But the best part, in my mind, is this big old die that goes in the background. This is what I'm going to be using today. Can you see it? I'll put something behind it. So this is the background. I am totally in love with this thing. So I'm going to show you a few cards, mainly using this right here and some words from that set. Okay, so let's go to the first one here. So for this first one, I'm going to show you how to do a version of this card right here. Which looks pretty, still trying to figure out my camera here. Okay, so this one right here. So I'm going to do a little different so you see a variation, but I'll show you how I did it. Basically, I'm going to get a card base. So if you know me, you know I love using the thick cardstock. So I should have done this beforehand, but I'm going to cut it down right here. So I'm going to score it at 5.5. That's your light blade. And then I'll cut it at 4.25. And this will give me enough for 2 cards here. Just fold those in half. Furnish it with our bone folder, which is really goofy right now. All right, so we have our card base. So here's how we do this. I've already cut out some of these backgrounds here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue this down to my card base. Okay, so I have a silicone mat here. These are amazing because they're like indestructible, but it's easy to clean up your glue, and that's important when you're gluing the whole back of something like this. Okay, so I'm going to hold it down, take some of my liquid glue, make a little reservoir over here, and I've already taken one of the sponges and cut it into quarters and put it on a binder clip. Find a place to hold this to where your hands are kind of out of the way. The biggest complaint, not that there's any complaint, but is this glue is really sticky. So you're trying to get it on your hand. So we're going to put it on here. We're going to try and mostly get the edges to hold it down. Okay, so just kind of put it on there. This is great because you can get kind of all in there and you won't have glue on the front of your card if you can keep moving it around. Okay, so get the corner in there, get it all around. Looks like I got a little bit much glue. Huh, that never happens. Okay, then we're gonna put this aside. This will dry and then you can just rub it off with your finger. Super cool. So I'm gonna take this guy here and I'm going to glue him right down onto my card base. Just like so. Okay, looks like I might have missed a little guy right there. It's fine, it's fine. Okay, so now I have my card base. You see this? Make sure I'm still in frame. Okay, then you can use whatever you've got. On mine, honestly, what I did was I tried a little bit with some watercolor pencils over here. You see the very good. I didn't really love how it was a little bit messy. It looks fine altogether because nature, you know, nature is nature. So, but what I'm going to do is take some of my blenders and I'm just going to color, well, not with that one apparently. I keep wanting to order a new one of those. I keep forgetting. So this one is going to color right in there. So it's kind of easy to stay in the lines because you have little ridges and you can go up on the sides. Doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do after we color this all is we're going to lay another die cut over the top of it, sandwich it so that then you don't see all this messy stuff. Okay, so I think the hardest part on this is just trying to figure out where the flower ends and where another one begins. So these are succulents. I totally love succulents because I can actually grow them. Funny story though, I had a student, 2 students actually, end of one year, I think it was 2 years ago, they each gave me independently a little succulent in a pot. They were so cute. I thought, oh, they're little twin succulents. And so I watered them faithfully. You know, you don't have to water succulents too much, but I did water them, took good care of them. One of them just flourished. Well, it didn't flourish so much as it just lived. Good grief, there's another one. It just lived really well. I wanted to show you the purple. Lived really well. And the other one died completely. And I was like, what the heck? I watered them the same. Well, funny story is the one that didn't die actually was made of plastic. It wasn't even a real succulent. Isn't that funny? So it's still alive and thriving, or not, because it's not really alive, because it's plastic. Anyway, regardless, I can grow succulents, and I have a big pot of them outside my front door, and they're lovely. Okay, so you get to watch me color. Maybe I'll do this. But I wanted to show you how you can put colors on there, and then since it's a blendable, you can go back and you can kind of change the color. This looks really messy, doesn't it? But it looks pretty when you're done with it. Do a little bit over here, just to give it some variation. I think I used the other purple. There's another green. I don't know that there's a rule with succulents. I have them in all colors. I have a really cool succulent that's called an ogre ear, and it does actually look like Shrek's ears. How cool is that? I don't know if Shrek came first or if the succulent came first. Anyway, so you're getting the idea, right? This is your guide, basically, to color this all in. You can see I didn't quite get it all glued down over here. Doesn't super matter because we are going to put something over the top of it. So you gotta love that squeakiness. Okay, so I think I won't color this whole thing. I think I will leave some to your imagination. Maybe do one more just to show another color. I think succulents can be brown, can't they? I guess if they're dying, they're definitely brown. I actually got some new succulents this year from another student that were super cute. They're furry ones. Anyway, so these blendables are in the catalog still. They come in sets so that you have a light and a dark of the same color, which makes it super handy for blending and getting some dimension in them. Sometimes I do a lot more blending to get some dimension than I am now. I'm just trying to do a little bit fast for you here. It's kind of a pretty color. And then let's see, here's a lighter, or maybe the same color green. We'll put this up here. It looks like I am gonna, oh, here's the one that's messy. They do have two ends. So sometimes the other end, well, not that other end. Lucky for me, I have mini markers here. So this one is the light old olive. This one is the Granny Smith. Let's blend them. Why not? They're going to be pretty anyway. Yeah, there's all kinds of colors in nature. You kind of do what you want with it. You just might blend those colors around. And then we can take this and go back and add some more of this color to the edges if we wanted to. Get a little shading going on. While it's still a little bit wet, we can go back and blend them a little bit more. Make you feel like an artist. This is kind of like when we first started carrying watercolor pencils way back in the day, and we would just scribble on there and it would just look horrid, and then you'd blend it with the pen and be like, oh, look at that. So gorgeous. So, same sort of thing, you have to have faith. I think I have the wrong marker lid. There we go. All right, how's that looking? Can you see it? All right, let's do a couple more. I think I had an orange on the other one. My goodness, that's the one that doesn't work. So let's do this one. Now this is the nude marker, and I'm pretty sure mine is dried out. Yes, I use this one all the time. All the time. Let's put an orange up here, since I already smeared some orange. Ooh, that's so bright. But again, that's the joy, or the benefit of using these blendables, is you can easily tone it down with another color right over top of it, or on the edges. So I think these markers, they're around like $9, and you get 2 of them. One note is they do tend to go through your paper. So this is definitely something you want to layer with. So if you look on the back, see, whew, lovely. So I'll definitely layer something in there so that I don't have that bleeding through. Kind of forgot about that when I put the card in there. Thought I was being ahead of the game. So let's do another orange one down here, just to finish. It looks like I'm gonna finish. You know, once you get started, it's hard to quit before you're done. This may be a nice video to fall asleep to. We shall see. Okay, so we got it about colored here. I think that one is another green one. Nope, wrong green. Wrong green. Goodness gracious. You would think somebody making a video would know what they were doing. Not me. I'm just winging it. Okay. There's another little area. It's gonna be gorgeous. Just wait, you'll be shocked. You'll look, how in the world? That's gonna be our favorite one, and it looked weird going in. Okay, so there's my colored paper. It looks kind of like a hot mess, doesn't it? Okay, but we're gonna go ahead and go back to our silicone mat and rub some of this off. See how it just comes off with your hand? And if it doesn't, you can pull a wet wipe out. I usually have several of these, and then I just rotate through them. So we're just gonna rub this off. Some of you are cringing, I know. You have a better way. And then we'll just take the wet wipe and get the rest off. If I didn't have a reservoir of glue right there, I would have just flipped it over. Okay, that's a mess. We're gonna get a new one. Okay, looks pretty decent. Just wanna make sure that we have all of the sticky off so we don't have sticky on the front of our card. Okay, so now we're gonna take another pre-cut frame. Here we go. Back around. And we're, first of all, a tip, we're going to make sure that we have the right side facing up. So this, see this? This is not the right side facing up. So this is not the right side facing up. So we want to make sure, there we go. So we want to make sure we have it like this. So then we will flip it over and we will do the same thing we did before. Get some glue. Oh, look, it dried a bit. Okay, we'll put some on here. Probably gonna need to refill that reservoir right there. A little more glue on there. I love this glue. It sticks forever, but it's also, you can move it around when you first use it. And so that's kind of nice. When I love our tearaway tape, but once you put it down, boy, it sticks. That's it. You're committed. And who knows, maybe I have a fear of commitment. Okay, so we got our edges here all around. Now we're going to take it. We know it's the right way because we already tested it. And we're going to take it and we're going to I'm going to move it closer for me and put on my glasses for this so I can actually see what I'm doing. Maybe. Maybe not. What happens when you can't see your glasses? That's the problem. Oh, they're on my head. Oh, heavens. Okay, so then we're going to take it and line it up right over the top of this. Like I said, it gives you a little leeway so you can wiggle it right into place. And hopefully it will line up just right for you. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That hot mess, now it's pretty, isn't it? I'm just gonna turn it over and burnish it a little bit. Look at that. I think it's lovely. Looks like it's on a little bit crooked, but remember, I'm gonna cut this off and mount it on a card. Okay, so here's the first one that I did with the black overlay, and here's one with the white overlay. You could just stick a greeting on there maybe like this over on the side, and you have a whole different card, but this is just from the background. Isn't that sweet? Love it. Okay, that was a little detailed. I'm going to show you another one that's so simple. You're just going to love it. I'm going to try and clean this off. No, I'm not. I'm going to get a new one. Okay. So the next one is going to be much easier. See, I do have another one to use. Okay, so this next one I'm going to use is using our DSP, the rainbow paper. So it comes like this. Yep, like this. And a big sheet of 12 by 12. And it's so pretty. So, so pretty. It's just vibrant. And so talk about an easy way to make a card. So what I did was I kind of laid them out and said I could just, you know, I could just make a card out of these. Look at this. I could just lay it over top. Or this way. You could try either way. Isn't that so pretty though? So, so pretty. You like it like this. I think I like the white one over here. And then you can check it with the black. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So, so pretty. So, so pretty. Either way, play around with them, right? So here's one I finished with the light. I thought this kind of looked like kind of a beachy look, right? And then this other one, I would do this way. Maybe put that same sentiment, or even turn it this way. Same sentiment, and put this down over here. So there's that one. I just love how simple these are. So easy, right? Took me no time whatsoever. Okay. Oh, and then there's, of course, this other one if you want to see it with this. This is the one I actually liked with it. Ooh, so much more. I like this so much more than the orange with the black. Check that out. So, so pretty. Just put that on a card base. Pop some little rhinestones on there, and you've got a gorgeous card. All right, those are my easier ones. Now I'm going to show you the one that might give you a headache. Okay, so this one, I'm going to show you how to do this one right here. Can you see that sparkle? You see the sparkle? So pretty. So, so, so pretty. Now this one is, well, I made a big mess. You don't have to. You're probably cleaner than me, but I have glue stuck everywhere to me. So I'm going to show you how to do this, and then you can, of course, change it and make it even better. Okay, so what we do is, first of all, I took some regular cardstock, not the thick stuff. Not thick stuff. Okay, I took the regular because we don't need thick stuff for this one, and I'm kind of stingy with my thick cardstock. So this is our two-sided adhesive sheets. Okay, so I cut this to 5.5 by 6 because I wanted to have a little bit of room to hold it. So I'm going to go ahead and peel up. Try and get all the sticky to stay. Sometimes it likes to come up with it. Try and get it to stay. I do have a trash can down there. I'm not just throwing things. Okay. Then we're going to stick it on here up in the corner. Best you can. I like to do 2 and then I'll pull the last one off. That way I have something to hold on to when I'm trying to stick it down. Otherwise I tend to get my fingers just all stuck together. It's just kind of a hot mess. Okay, pull this last bit off. Stay. We want it to stay on there. Okay. Let me roll that down. Okay, so there's one. So we've got cardstock, double-sided adhesive. We're going to do it again. Okay, we're going to find the side that opens first. Peel it up. Stay. Okay, again, I'm going to do 2 panels. This is sticky on both sides. It's super sticky, which is great, and you can do so much of this. This is really handy for getting tiny little pieces to stick if you're doing a lot of them. To also probably glue your kids to the wall with this. I don't know, it's pretty sticky. Okay, then we're going to put it down on here like this. And again, we're going to pull up this last little piece. No, this piece. Oh, it's being difficult. Seriously. Oh, okay, here we go. I'm such a professional. Okay, there we go. We've got that. Okay, so now we have 2 of these, right? We have 2 5.5 by 6 pieces of cardstock. Now this little panel of the sticky right here is 5.5 by 4 1/4. That's the front of our card. That's how big it is. So that's how big this part over here is just for holding on to things for now. Okay, so then we're going to take one of these and we're going to peel off the sticky so we can see both sides. So it's exposed, okay? I could have done this before and just explained it, but whatever, you get to watch me work. It'll give you some comedy for this evening. Okay, so peel this off. And then you're going to stick this down to it. So we're gluing our 2 pieces of cardstock together. So we're making it twice as thick. Okay, there's a reason for this. I'm not crazy. Well, I don't, maybe I am. Anyway. Okay, so now we got that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut this piece off over here. It's just for maneuverability. Okay, so 4 1/4-ish. Okay, so now I have a 2-layer cardstock with some double-sided adhesive on the front covered up. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take my embossing plate from the succulents and I'm going to emboss on here. Now because of the nature of these plates, they don't cut. Like back in the olden days, you remember we had those big dies. We could cut through wood and metal and fabric. So these are not that thick. These are teeny tiny ones. And so it's not going to cut all the way through here, but it will cut through this top layer of adhesive, the backing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sandwich this on here. I'm going to secure it with a little purple tape. And then I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine over here off screen where the mess is. And I'll be right back with it. This is where it really gets fun. So I usually run through a couple times, but you don't really need to with this because you don't want it to go any deeper than that top layer. You see my desk is shaking? Things are moving here. Okay. So I just ran it through one time because I don't want it to go all the way through this. That's lovely. Okay, then we just peel it off. We really want everything to just stay. We're not trying to anything out. Okay, so now you can see we've got this right here. So just that top layer of the adhesive backing has been cut through, hopefully. So now, here's my big tip of the day. Before you try and do anything, you want to go ahead and take your embossing buddy and put it over here because we're going to be working with glitter, and glitter is the friendliest stuff. It sticks to everything. So that kind of keeps that down a little bit. Okay, so then you'll take your Pick Me tool, the part I took out already, which is right here, and we're just going to start with a color. So these are our Stampin' glitters. We don't sell these anymore, so really any glitter you can find, you know, just find some glitter anywhere. Fine glitter, really fine glitter. You don't want the chunky stuff. See how this is like, it's like our, you should remember Dazzling Diamonds. It's like, this is my fancy holder for that. But we used to sell glitter in stacks. It'd be a whole color set in a stack. And so I have a lot of glitter left over. So I thought, why not use it now? Okay, so I'm gonna start with, it doesn't really matter what color, but I think I'll start with this green here. So what you'll do is you'll just pick where you start and just carefully pick up that layer. You want to try and leave all of the adhesive where it is so you don't have any little naked spots. Okay, and this is kind of the tedious work that some people are like, I think I'll go to that nice DSP glitter background paper. That's more my style. And honestly, that's more my style too. But there's something really nice about making a really detailed, beautiful card every now and then that maybe you give to your really, really best friend that, you know, loaned you money to get out of jail or something. Or maybe that's the one that you just put on the shelf to remind people, oh yeah, remember how talented I am? I did that all by myself. Whatever you do with your most special cards, this is probably one of those. So if you get this in the mail from me, you know that you're probably one of my favorite people in the whole world. Okay, so I'm going to take off. I'm just going to do one flower at a time because I'm trying to keep my glitters from mixing. Now, if you have a Swiffer, one of those dusting mop things, a pad, that's really cool to clean your workspace with. I don't have one of those. That would have been good to have right now, but I don't have one. So I'm just going to use the old blow it off my workstation method and get glitter everywhere. It'll be so shiny in here. It'll be like I had a party. Okay, again, trying to figure out where the one succulent begins and one ends. That's probably the biggest problem or the biggest task on here, but I don't think it really matters. You're the artist, you decide. Okay, so I've uncovered one flower here. So I'm going to take my tray, which already has some glitter in it from previous adventures, and I'm going to use my embossing buddy in there again as well, just to try and keep the glitter from being too friendly. Okay, if you have like a little tool or a coffee filter or something, those are all great. I don't have one, so we're doing it this way. Okay, so you're just going to take it and you just want to put just a little bit over here and try and just rub it in. Rub it right into those glittery spots. You can use your finger, but that's a really great way to have glitter in your eyes and everywhere. So up to you how you do it, but you want to push it in to all the adhesive spots. Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. Totally loving this. Okay, I might need a little bit more here, a little bit more there. And just rub it in so it holds on. Really, if it gets into that adhesive, it shouldn't go anywhere. It shouldn't be one of those cards that like continues to give and give and give the glitter. Oh gosh. Okay. So there is our first flower. Isn't that lovely? So pretty. Okay, so then you take your glitter and put what you can. Oh, another tip, don't have your ceiling fan on when you're doing this like I do because glitter's going everywhere. Yep, but it's too hot because it's 200 degrees in Arizona right now, so it's the way it is, folks. That or me sweating all over. We're just gonna wipe that out of the way. We'll go to our next one. Okay, I'm not gonna do all of these, but I'm just gonna do a couple just so you can see how two different colors go together. So again, I'll pick another flower and just start picking them up. It's kind of therapeutic. It starts to go kind of quick. You just stick it and kind of peel it up. It's not super hard. You just want to go around the edges best you can. Try not to pick up any of the actual stickiness, just the paper on top. Make sure I'm actually where you can see me. So you could also do like a combination where you know, maybe just did all one color and had one flower a different color to kind of highlight it or something like that. That would be pretty. You can use anything glittering, flocking. You can do some embossing powder. That would be real pretty to give it like a almost like a stained glass look. That would be really pretty. So there's lots of variations you could do with this technique. Oh, come on. The last little bit's going to be a booger here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go that far with it. Nice little pile of things over here. I think I'll do this one pink because pink is pretty. So again, I'll go in there and do just a little bit and try and rub it in. Oh gosh, I forgot how much I love these glitters. You know, things come and go with Stampin' Up. It's okay. There's always something better. And then we don't miss what we had. But it's kind of nice to revisit those old things if you're like me and you've got a lot of stuff from years gone by. Whew, look at that. Okay, we missed a tiny spot right there. And sometimes you might miss a spot because the adhesive pulled up. And you know, that's when you might pull out your little tiny glue, what is it, the two-way glue pen, and put a little glue in there and try and fix it. Or you might just leave it, put your greeting over that. But there is 2 flowers right there. Okay, so what I did is I just did 1 flower at a time. Okay, I just laid it all out, 1 flower at a time. And then when you're done, you just take and you peel the whole background. You peel this part off and it exposes all of that. Okay, and then what you do, now you have the frame is all sticky, exposed. So then you can just take your frame and you can just lay it over that. Oh, this way. And it will stick. Oh, this way. Oh my gosh. And then it will stick right on there. That's the beauty of it. Okay. I could just do these 2 flowers and leave it, huh? That'd be pretty still. I will finish this card. But that's how I got to here. So after I peeled off each flower, and I ended up doing 2 at a time. So I did 2 purples, I did 2 blues, I did the 2 greens, and I'm like, hey, how about pink? So I pulled the pink out. After I did all of those, then I went back and peeled all of the little spots between those flowers, and I just dumped the clear Dazzling Diamonds on there. And yeah, maybe I could have made it the flowers bigger. I just liked it how it was. Okay, and then I just, again, peeled off what was left, like the in between the border, and I just laid another that I had cut out on top of it. So it could have looked like this if I had laid white over top of it. I laid them out to see which ones I liked better. I just kind of like the black. So it could have looked like this with the white. I think that's, let me get it in the frame. I think that's lovely. I went with the black. So there's the black right there. So takes a little bit of time, but my advice is to make sure you use Embossing Buddy on everything so that the glitter doesn't stick to everything, and just cut out a bunch of the negative, or cut out a bunch of these dies just to have them, so that then you can just start playing with them, laying them out, seeing how you like them. Make sure you glue on the right side. Now I want to finish this card, so I'll finish this card. But anyway, there are my cards. So I have this one here with the glitter background. I had these ones here. I didn't quite finish that one, which is the glitter background paper. Here's another one, which is the glitter background paper. And then here was this one, where again, remember I colored those and then layered another die cut on top of it to give it that look. So I would love to know which one of these was your favorite in the comments. Maybe I'll tell you which one's my favorite. It's so hard, I can't decide. This one's really a wow card for me. I really love these colors, but I think this one's just a happy card. So anyway, I would love to see what you come up with this, you know, what you do with this. There's lots of different stamp sets. I've done something similar to this with the Blooms and Blossoms. It turns out really stellar as well. Anyway, I hope that that inspired you. Have a great day. Thanks.